Hello, everyone. Hola. Actually,
Hola,
I'm French, but still, it works.
you're from, but
Nice.
no, not everyone from Diza is Spanish, right?
Most of the team, well, Fede is from Argentina. There is people coming from um, different countries. But yes, we are based in Spain. I'm based in Barcelona, and Fede is based in Madrid. So really happy to be here today. Thank you very much for giving us this great opportunity. So I will start sharing my screen. Let me know if you can see it. Should
So is everyone in there from Diza? I'm missing.
Sorry, yeah. So it's only me and Fede today.
Great, cool.
Great.
We can see your screen.
Yeah, amazing. So yes, so as I said, I'm with Fede. So Fede is in charge of our customer support department, and he will be here to answer any of your questions. We also appreciate any feedback. So if you've got anything to share with us, please feel free to do so. And so as I said, I'm Flora. I'm the head of sales, but also partner manager. And Dazer, for those who don't know us. So even if the name sounds German, as I said, we're Spanish, and we are Platinum partner here in Spain, but we're also Marketplace Gold partner. So we do have some apps. That's why I'm here today. And I would like also to thank Jonathan because he mentioned Project Track. So it's a good transition for me to introduce the tool. So we do have several apps. Today I'm here to talk to you about project tracking, how to track efficiently ITSM project. It's only a use case. Actually, Project Track can help you to track any kind of project. And as you know, in Jira, project can be a team, project can be a customer, project can be project, a solution, product, like whatever, okay? But today we've decided to focus mainly on ITSM project. Great. We do have also another app, which is Exporter. So Exporter is also an app for Jira. Both of Project Track and Exporter are available in cloud, data center, and server. I'm going to be honest here, our cloud version is not fully like the data center. We wish it would be, but for some technical restriction, we cannot provide the same version. The product team is working really hard on the cloud version this year. We are doing a lot of effort to make sure we do have the same features in both mode. And Exporter is an app that will help you to export Jira issues, including transition, comment, and attachment. So I think Exporter is pretty easy to understand. That's why I'm going to focus on Project Track and project tracking. So actually, some of you may know Project Track with the name of Profield. We've rebranded it a few weeks ago now. It was a bit confusing for some people, professional field. Some people didn't know exactly what it was about. So we really want to make sure that our app is like a hub for project tracking. So we do provide several features that will help you to track your project, to classify them, organize them in Jira. Okay, so to make it simple for you to understand what is Project Track, it's a Jira project tracker. Okay, so that will help you to control and manage your project data, but at the end of the day, also to control better your Jira instance. So this is today's agenda. So I will introduce briefly what is Project Track, why we've decided to develop it, then how Project Track can help you with ITSM project tracking. So I will do a live demo directly on Jira, and we will see the use case benefits also. So again, if you've got any question, please use the chat box and Fede will answer you. And also at the end, if we've got time, we will respect, obviously, Cremo, the time, so don't worry about that. I will try to be short and concise on that.
The end is open, like till 8.
That's perfect then. Amazing. So before starting the demo, I just want to remind here which problem we are trying to solve and why we've decided to develop the app. So it is the fact that over the last 10 years, so Jira became one of the most powerful issue tracker product of the market. As you know, Jira is ideal for any team to get every relevant information in a unique place. But if you think about it, this added value is always and only from the issue level. Okay, so here, what I'm going to show you with Project Track is everything related to project. Okay, so it's a step higher where you're going to see the overview of the instance, where you're going to be able to do some reporting, receive notification on your project, and classify your project also to understand exactly what's going on. So finally, Project Track is an app that will help you to understand what's going on into Jira. So that's some of our customers using our app. A lot of banks really appreciate Project Track just because it helped them to understand a bit better what's going on into the instance. Well, why it and like what's Project Track contribution to service management? Well, before starting with the product demo, let me remind which kind of an ITSM implementation can be done in Jira to provide customer services. So the basic implementation will be based on several portals. Okay, so for each portal, you will have a Jira project, and each Jira project will be one of your customers. So as I said, a project in Jira can be anything, but in that case, a Jira project will be a customer. So different reasons to develop it that way. First of all, you could assign different SLA, for example, but you could have also different team managing your project. Okay, so you can separate the information. So regarding the support team, well, those guys, they will use different project queues. Okay, so only one project, then several queues. So even if they want to collect the data in the same dashboard, they will still need to use several queues. And then the person we are talking to about today is the service manager. So this person is in charge of delivering good services to customer. Okay, they need to make sure of the SLA, for example, among plenty of other KPIs. So those guys, they will use Jira, but also Project Track to make sure they will understand and they will track efficiently the project. So they will get a better team management, but also better services to the customer. Great, so let's see the actual situation of a service manager when they're using Atlassian tool. So first of all, the information is not centralized. A service manager need to get out of Jira to get more information. So for example, they need to control and monitor out of Jira the customer contract. The support team, well, those guys, they don't have access to contract data. So for example, they don't know about the expiration date, the client priority, localization, everything that is so important to deliver good services. And finally, the team management is highly time consuming. So I'm going to show you during the demo how to get some reporting, how to get some gadgets around your team capacity, team skills, and team knowledge, also anything that is so important to manage your team. Great, so now it's time to go directly on Jira. I didn't want to be long on the PowerPoint introduction. So can you see my screen properly? My Jira screen?
Yes, perfectly.
Cool, thank you.
Thanks.
Perfect. So here, I'm not going to explain how to install Project Track from scratch. The marketing team is doing a great job on delivering good videos of onboarding, how to create a new field, how to create a new layout, like all the basic configuration is well explained on our documentation, but also on our YouTube channel. What I want to show you here is, okay, once I've got all those data in, how I use it, okay, and which kind of feature can I get thanks to Project Track. So as you can see here, Project Track is already here, and you can see all the configuration part here. So the first step will be to enter in the home page of Project Track, which is the project navigator. So you know the issue navigator. Well, here what we've delivered in Project Track is the ability to see all your projects, but get more flexibility than in the native version. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look within the category for the ITSM project. So obviously we've already classified those projects. So first of all, as a service manager, which is really cool because here I can see all my ITSM projects. You can see here the category. And remember, in this configuration, we've got one project, which is one client, okay? Great. So once I've got that, let me show you now how Project Track can help you with services management. Well, let's get into one of the projects, and we're going to enter in a layout, which is like a Jira scheme, but for project, where you have basically a template of predefined fields, custom field you will create thanks to Project Track. So let's pretend this customer service 5 just sent me his contract today. So I'm going to put it in active. So obviously this is manual because you are the only one knowing those information, okay? You can add also the agents. You can say that the customer is based in France. So as you can see, there is different type of field here. There is the text, but you could also, so here I'm going to put the number of hours that my customer asked for. You can also see this kind of field, so the date field. And I would say like, okay, I received the contract this morning and it will expire in August, for example. Great. Something important is here we have different containers, okay? So the first one is around internal information, second one around contract data, and the third one around the agreement itself, okay? So you could organize those layouts with different sections to make sure all the information are well organized. Another type of field we've got here is the ability to put a link. So let's say my proposal is in Confluence. I will take the link and I will copy paste it here. So my team will have the ability to see it directly from Jira, and they don't have to look randomly on Confluence. Then I will put some names. So I will say that Diana, she's the main contact, and the technical contact, so the person using my support is Leo. Let's pretend my team, my support team is supporting Atlassian tools. So my client is using Jira, Confluence, and Fisheye, for example. And then you have also the ability to put the SLA. Again, we are focusing on service management, but you could think of many use cases. Or for example, you will need to put the budget, you will need to put the priority. You could put any information that's key for you to track your project. Great, so I've put those information. Now I'm gonna refresh the page because I want to show you some automatic field we've got here. For example, the total remaining estimate, take into account the support pack size minus the time spent. Okay, it will calculate automatically how many hours you've got left here. Here you've got also the expired field, which is automatic. So it's in false because my status is active. Great, so that would be the first step when using Project Track. Put all your information around this project, and then you have the ability to cross all those data in your Project Navigator. So we're gonna go back to the Project Navigator, and we're gonna look again for the ITSM project. Cool. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean a bit the screen, so which is not possible obviously on the native version of Jira. So here I can clean the screen, and more importantly, I can add some columns. So for example, I could add the size. Oh, sorry, size. I could add the SLA, the supported product, the status. At the end, it's all, all the information related to service management. And I could add the main contact. Great, so now I'm gonna update that, update it. So now I've created the view I wanted for those kind of projects with all the information that's really important for me as a service manager. So what can I see here? Well, here, for example, if I check the status, I can see there is one contract which is sold out. So I should definitely reach Diana asking to my customer if she wants to renew it, for example. I could also see that there is some people, some member of my team who should be working during night and weekend with some Confluence skills, for example. So all those quick decision and business decision that can be taken thanks to the Project Navigator. Okay, so we really want to give the more flexibility to the users, but also make sure they save time. Okay, looking for information that are key for them on a daily basis. Great, so once I've created this view, I'm gonna save the filter so I don't have to create it again and again. So I'm sure if you're familiar with Jira, you know this feature which exists for issue. And then I think what's important to understand is when there is any change on your issue level, there will be an impact on your project levels. Okay, so let's take an example. I will go back to this project and I'm going to raise a ticket. So I'm your customer, I have a problem and I need some help. Okay, I need support on my journey. So this is an example. I create the ticket. And now Alvaro, who is the person working on this project, will enter here. So now we are on the issue level and he will be helping our customer, and then he will log some time. And he's gonna say like, okay, I've solved the issue. It's not down, I resolved the issue, and that's it. Okay, so now I've logged some time on the issue. What will happen on the project level? Well, let's refresh the layout page. And this is what happened. There is some automatic and calculated field, okay? Those are script fields that will take all your activities from all your issues, okay? So script fields are also one of the most used fields because you can fetch any data that you want, okay? So you can check any information that will be important for you. And as most of our customers are enterprise, they will need this flexibility, okay? So Project Track is really easy to use. The only complexity, I would say, especially for some people like me, will be to do some script, okay? And there is nothing that a Jira admin couldn't do, or like the implementation of our app is quite easy. Great, so I've got my script field that is updated, but what's happening on the Project Navigator overview? So now if we go back to the filter I've created, I will add as a column the remaining estimates. I will update it. And here I can see all my time that have been updated. So for example, my customer 5 contract is now 900 hours left. Okay, so again, that will be another way to track all your project, like an information of all projects, okay, all your portfolio of projects. Cool, so now we've seen how to implement new data on a layout. We've seen how to customize also your Project Navigator. So now I think another important part when using Project Track is how to do reporting. Okay, so here, for example, thanks to that, you could take some of the business decisions. Sorry, you could say that, okay, I'm going to hire a new member of my team because there is so many hours left, you know, so you could take a lot of decisions. But let's say you want to do some reporting. So you will enter in an ITSM dashboard. So here what we've done is we've created already some gadgets. So it's important to understand that all those gadgets are related to project information, okay? Here you can see some, you know, like how your projects are assigned to who. You can see also the SLA, and you can see also where are your customer based. But let's say now we're going to add a new gadget. So we're going to look for Project Track. And we're going to say, like, because we're doing some time tracking, we're going to add this one. So obviously you can check all our gadgets. As I told you, all of that, this is like the data center and server version. All of those gadgets are not on the cloud version yet. We are trying to implement them until before the end of the year. Right. Let's go back to this gadget. So now we're going to say that we're going to select the filter ITSM. And we're going to see, and we're going to select the support pack size as the original estimate, okay, like the original time we want to focus on. we're going to see the remaining, so original estimate minus the time spent. And finally, the time unit will be hours. Okay? So really quick and easy. We're going to save it. And here, what we're going to see, the total remaining time. Okay? This is much more visual, much more easier for users to use, especially when they are managers. Managers don't like to get into Jira. You know, it can get really messy for them to get useful data. Okay, so those are really useful because you can use them as a macro in Confluence. You can export them also, as you can see here, to Excel, but also to PDF format. And that's pretty much it. We also integrate with other apps, such as EasyBI or Custom Shell that Jonathan mentioned. So we do try to integrate with powerful apps of the marketplace. So for example, with EasyBI, the user can create some really complex and advanced project gadget. Okay, so they will extract data from Project Track and they will make them appear on their own gadget. But again, those gadgets are pretty useful if you want to have like some basic and quick information. Great, so that's pretty much it. Two things I want to show you before I stop talking is, okay, let's pretend you've decided to hire a new member, because definitely, you know, you've got 8,000 hours left. This is way too much for your 4 agents. You want to hire a new member. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna enter in the Project Navigator, and you're gonna use one really useful, especially if you're a Jira admin managing a large portfolio of projects, is the bulk operation. So the ability to do some massive changes on a large amount of projects. So we're gonna go back to ITSM project again. And this time we're gonna say like, okay, I've hired a new member, her name is Laura, and I want to assign her across all my projects. So I'm gonna click on role. And I'm gonna say like Laura, here she is. She's gonna be now a service desk team member. Click on next, I confirm. So obviously here we're updating 5 projects, no pressure, but imagine you're updating 1,000 of projects, which is the case of some of our customer. That could be a high pressure. So make sure there is, it's the project you want to update, and here it is. So here we've updated a new member, but we could actually, thanks to the project field option, we could update any project field, okay? So for example, we could change the priority of all our projects. We could, I don't know, like budget, for example, like any information. One really cool use case here is talking to one of my customer in the US. He was telling me like he's managing a portfolio of 1,000 of projects, and his turnover in the company is really high, like 50% every year. So he has to update manually all those projects. So Project Track for him was a really game changer, because finally he could do it automatically, or at least in one or few clicks, okay? So bulk operation is another really cool option when you want to track project. Make sure you classify your project properly, and also the ability to receive notification. So here, for example, you could create a new subscription. Let's name it ITSM Update. And let's say you want to highlight only updated values because you don't want to see all your custom fields. And you want to receive this email every Monday at 9 a.m. Obviously here I'm creating this notification for my ITSM project, okay? But I could have also this notification for each type of project and portfolio. So I schedule it, and here it is. So I can manage my filter, and I can also manage my notification. Another way of tracking one specific project will be directly from here, from the layout. If you decide to watch this project, okay, so then you will receive your update. And here, for example, you could see that like Ada, she's the one who have changed the SLA. So you could see all the past updates. So this is key for project tracking. Manager, service manager, any team leader who want to know more about this project can really appreciate this history feature. And that's pretty much it in terms of demo. Obviously, there is more feature with Project Track. I was about to say Profile. So with Project Track, the only thing is Jira project is so complex because it's really customizable. It's really hard for me to give you all the use cases and all the possibility of our app. Again, we've identified that ITSM is a really good use case, but for example, some of our customers use Project Track to do some audit. They will, for example, create some gadget to see how many workflow they have, how many transition, how many status they will have. Okay, so then they will be able to homogenize and clean the instance. Okay, so auditing your instance thanks to Project Track is also a cool way of using it and really useful way. So let me go back now to this presentation. Just want to sum up really briefly what I've just told you. Thanks to Project Track, you can gain control on your team management. I show you the ability to create some gadget to see who is working more, who is dealing with some late SLA, for example, which skills your team should have, when they are supposed to be working, etc., etc. You improve the internal transparency because you are able also to share the gadget, okay, to share the report. So not like everyone is now able to check your view also. And you reduce meetings. So I'm sure in this weird moment of endless meeting, we all appreciate the fact of having some cool gadget that help you to know better what's going on without to have 1 hour, 2 hours of meeting. You don't miss any project updates. I show you the notification, the history, the ability to watch projects. So I think notification is another great feature also of the app. You've got some real-time reporting. So not only with the gadget I show you, but also with the integration we've got. And actually the EasyBI integration is also available in cloud. And at the end of the day, you can take control on your support services. I show you, for example, the ability to track your contract. So you are able to advise your customer 2, 3 months, 4 months before the expiration date. This is the integration we've got right now. We are working on more integration. What's really cool also is we do provide some cool webinars and use cases around those integration with EasyBI, Elements Connect, Script Runner, automation for Jira. Obviously, again, I think scripting is really key also when using Project Track, thanks to the ability to get every information you want in our app, okay? And also, I wanted to mention, as Fede is here, that we've got a really efficient, and I'm not saying it because it's here, but a really efficient guy on the support who will help you do his best to answer your technical problem. We do also really appreciate feedback. If you try out the app and you don't like one of our features, or you think something is missing, because we really need also to improve it, obviously, then please feel free to share it with us. So I think I'm done here. I hope it was clear and not too quick. Since I live in Spain, I have the habit to talk as quick as they do it. So I hope it was clear and efficient for you to understand what we offer with Project Track. But yeah, again, thank you very much for listening. And now if you've got any question or anything, please feel free to share it. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Thank you very much, Flora.
Thank you.
Thank you for being our guest today. And I know your time schedule all is like squeezed in. So yeah. Now everyone who's joined the session a bit later, feel free, with the presentation with Jonathan, now get all the information from the experts.
I actually do have a question. We've got quite a bunch of different projects that we're creating for various customers here. What about the agent's view on this? Are they creating dashboards to manage their work, or do they hop between different projects to switch between their queues?
Yeah.
But is that a Profils related question? I don't think that it's project track related, right? That's like a general question for service desk, Jira service desk, is it?
It's been associated to the use case we've just seen. We've seen, I think Ivar was one of the lead supporters in 3 or 4 of the projects. What is his view? Does he switch between those projects to look into queues, or does he have one central place to look at those?
Well, the main thing is that Alvaro will be the main responsible for those support projects. So he will have access to those projects and he can see those in the project navigator. The list that Flora was showing you, where you can see all those projects and you can arrange the fields and the columns really easily. That's the view that he can see, and he can change between those projects. Then if he enters those projects, he can see the queues on those projects. I believe that it's gonna be easier for him to change the queues with the views of service desk, right? But Profils is really useful in order to filter through those projects that he can see, that he has access to. You know, there's also a really nice administration feature in Profils that will allow you to give different permissions to different people. So you can give access to different agents and for different projects, different roles in different projects, and it's really easy. You know, I hope that I answered your question.
Basically, you did, yes.
Thank you very much. Is there any other question?
Yeah, I have a question regarding the permissions. Actually, is the ability to change these project fields, so that the value of the project field related to the permission scheme of the project, or is this a separate scheme?
It would be the same. It would be in the project scheme, okay? The ability to edit the fields. But also you can add different users to different roles, which, as you might already know, you can change those permissions in those roles. You know, but it will be in the main project permissions. You know, it's not from Profils. You can add them to different administration permissions, but the editing the fields will be in the main project permissions. Okay.
Okay. So is this a new permission that you get with your app that you have in the permission scheme?
Yes, exactly. In the permission scheme, there's project track. I was going to say Profils again. It's project track administrator.
Okay.
You know, so you can add that one, and you can add people. You can add users, groups, and different roles to that permission. You know, in this feature that I named before from the project track permissions. I hope that I answered that.
Yeah, thank you.
Perfect. No problem. Anything else? Well, while you think about questions, as Flora said, please, if you're trying out Profils and you think that you have any more questions, you know, or you have something that you didn't like, please do not hesitate to report a support request. I'll be really glad and happy to answer that. Okay.
I can confirm.
Nice. That's nice. Thank you very much.
I have one question. Like as Flora said, the cloud version is not there yet. Are you looking actively for customers that want to try the cloud experience? So,
the cloud experience for Project Track, I believe that Flora said that is already there. You can actually go and try it out now. If we released it a few weeks ago. Yes, the latest version. So it would be really nice if you could go and try it out and see how it changed. I don't know if you're familiarized with it in the past, you know, but it's a really nice step forward that we made. I think there was a really big, how do you say, effort from our development team, you know, and we're really glad about it. It's really nice that you bring it up, Cremo, because it's really, I think that it's a really big step forward.
Yeah, the user experience has improved a lot. Way easier to use it, much more like visually. It's much more efficient to read all your projects. Also, even if we don't have gadget, for example, as I told you, we're thinking to release one in the next month. And actually now you have the ability to classify your project, to list them, to create a really cool layout with a lot of categories, and to get different type of field also, where you can have like a really advanced text and really rich text type, etc., etc. So yeah.
Yeah, and adding to that, thank you very much for that. And adding to that, the performance for Project Track in the cloud has gone up a really big notch, and it's really nice to see. You know, imagine that you have 1,000 projects. Before, Project Track was a little bit, you know, slow, but right now it's really fast and really easy to work with. So if you have a moment, go and check it out. I believe that you're gonna have a really cool surprise.
Yeah, because you missed the introduction where we said next week is Developer Day from Atlassian and Forge, and we will have actually on the 1st of June a Forge talk. So Tom Moore, sorry for the from Hidalgo, he's the Forge person there. And he's giving a great introduction to Forge. So being an Atlassian leader and now with an Atlassian partner, I see that most of our people joining this session don't know about the challenges you have once you migrate your app to cloud, and how you all, especially from Dicer and all other marketplace partners, are investing heavily to create and shape the great experience your customers know from server or data center, to bring it to cloud. But yeah, Atlassian supports that, but yeah, it's tricky. You have to refactor your code a lot.
Exactly.
Cool. So yeah, that's now the best time. Like Christopher or David, do you have more questions? Are you interested into looking into something?
No questions so far.
No worries, they will come. So just make sure we meet every week. So you also missed the introduction. So this user group, we are happy to have you here. And we meet every week. So just follow our calendar, and then you have more. And this session is recorded, so you can share with your team afterwards. Great. So anything you can spoil us with? So a new session coming up from Dicer, a Dicer session we don't want to miss?
Well, we're gonna attend a lot of events. We're gonna do also a webinar with Elements. And we do actually provide also in a few weeks some German content. We really try now to help users to understand how to use Project Track locally. So we're going to do some content in French, Spanish, but also in German. So if you want, I will share you some links, and you can share it, because it's always cool to have some German content now. So that's pretty much it. We're also going to attend Divinity Day, MetaInf event. So yeah, we try to be everywhere. So
that's the only...
also community event in Colonia, in Florida, and other countries. So
Argentina.
Yes, that one too. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the only thing with having so much now online and and video chatting. So I can also tune into New York from this time zone.
That would be
amazing. Just sleepless. I've done it.
Okay.
But yeah, the next day off is like a must. Cool.
Nice.
So yeah, we shared again the Jira day, like end of May. So the meta in the Divinity, yeah.
Divinity will be 26 to 28, I guess.
But the meta inf day,
will be the 8th, from the 8th to 10 of June.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, we can share this information because I hadn't this on my radar for some reason. I don't know. Cool. And where can we get the German content you mentioned?
In a few weeks. I will definitely send it to you. I don't have exact date from the month, but yeah, I will send it to you.
Cool. Yeah. Embed it to our marketing machine.
Amazing.
Great.
Cool.
So